In Tableau 2020, Tableau have added the play button to the online experience of Tableau server. So what I'm going to do to show you this feature is I'm actually going to download an old workbook that I created back in 2014. It's absolutely crazy. So I built this as part of a challenge to try and visualize the Volvo Ocean race. And you can see here that it needs a bit of love because the fonts don't quite fit on the screen. But what you can see here is a parameter that sort of slides all the way across, and it changes the state of the visualization as it goes all the way across. So I'm going to download this workbook, and then I'm going to publish this back up to Tableau Online, and we're going to see how the new play button works. Now I've already got the workbook on my desktop, so let's just open that. There you go, there you have it. I last opened this workbook in version 8.3 of Tableau. It's absolutely crazy. But let's dive back in, and this is the workbook. So just pretty much as I left it a long while ago. And you can see here, now that I'm in here, there's a couple of things we need to fix. Firstly, the map is actually quite an old style map. So what we can do is we can hop into this sheet, and I'm actually going to change the map styles to a slightly different color. I'm going to probably use the satellite version of the maps. I think that's probably the best. And I'll just see if maybe we can let's actually just leave the let's leave the washout kind of set to bright color, and let's add some context for the map, and then let's head back into the visualization. That's already so much better. Now the next thing is the font, so let's hop into that. And you can see here the font is just a tad too big. So what I'll do is I'll head in here and I'll just set it to about 14 and just hit apply, click OK. Now that should fit inside of the visualization. So let me just show you how this visualization works. If I just bring this slider, you can see here that I have this sort of parameter, and it's got this play button. So what I can actually do is set the play button to fast and hit play, and you can see that it animates through each of the steps of the boat race. Essentially, the boats were logging their location over time, and I've just put those individual timestamps into some data prep, and I've numbered them, and then it's just playing through this sequence. So yeah, apart from the map that we've just changed, the visualization has remained pretty much exactly the same. So now let's publish this up to Tableau Online and see how this play button works on Tableau Online. Now I'm going to sign out and then sign back in just to make sure that I get into the right Tableau Online instance. And I'll just hop right into this. And I want to go to my test environment. So let's head on over to the test online environment. And now that I'm logged in, I can just go ahead and publish this workbook. So as soon as I publish this workbook, it will actually open the browser on the specific page. So I just want to put this into my example visualizations folder, and I'll show sheets as tab just to make it easy to navigate between them. We'll publish this back up, and then we'll try the new play button. Okay, so here we have it. This is the new workbook published to Tableau Online. You can see the individual tabs available here. And I'm just going to go over to the homepage, and we're just going to navigate this like I intended to navigate it. So if you actually hit this map icon, it should take you to the overview tab, which is what we have here. And you can see here when I published this up, I left the slider right on the very top. But now what I'm going to do is I'm going to hit this play button, and let's see what happens. So you can see it's a little bit slower than on the desktop experience, because what it's having to do is it's using the browser capability to sort of play through this. But actually, if you know this in advance, you can actually design your visualization to make use of this speed so that it plays in a way that sort of makes sense. So maybe having less frequent intervals and having it sort of play larger chunks of time, so the actual change is a little bit sort of more enticing. Now I'm going to stop that video, and I'm just going to go back to Tableau. Now it's important to bear in mind that with the addition of this play button in the browser, Tableau have done this alongside animations. And so you just need to bear in mind that animations will cause this play button to behave slightly differently. let me just head on over to the format options and let's enable animations. And the first thing that you'll notice is that whilst animations are enabled, certain chart items aren't visible. Let me just focus in here. Now, in this mark type here, what I did is I enabled the history to show for a certain number of records, and that kind of creates this effect like the boats are going through the water. Now, watch what happens when I switch on animations. That feature disappears. Okay, and so whilst animations are nice, they do have an effect on other pieces of content on your dashboards, in particular this play button. Now, the play button performs really well here on the desktop. You can actually see sort of the animated effect sort of happening. And it's partly due to this duration that's set over here. So that partly controls how everything sort of works. Now, the key thing here is that if you then publish this up to the Tableau server, the combination of animations and this play button will lead to slow performance. So just bear that in mind if you're building anything with this play button. Okay, that's it. If you've enjoyed this video, drop a like. If not, drop me a comment below and let me know what kind of content you'd like to see in the future.